Hey guys, welcome back to the Idaho Reptile Zoo YouTube channel. Hi. You're early. My name is Tyler. This is my daughter Eleni, also known as Zooper Girl. So check her out on YouTube as well. We're doing a fun little collaboration today. We're gonna work together because we're talking about the different stages of animals, how big and cool they are when they're babies, and how cool they are when they're adults, and what to think about when you think about one for a pet and stuff like that. All right, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're going to start the video with corn snakes because we love them. So Eleni has a little baby corn snake. You want to show it off to the camera instead of just your face? There you go. So baby corn snakes are super cute. When they're born, they're only about 6 inches long, maybe even a little bit smaller. And this is about a full-grown corn snake. Yeah. This is a full-grown corn snake. These guys usually max out around 4 or 5 feet long, depending on the sex and all that kind of stuff. Now, why are they called the corn snake?
Because they grow up in cornfields.
Yep, they grow up in cornfields because what likes to eat corn besides people?
Rats and mice.
Rats and mice and even birds. So these guys actually eat all the mice, rats, and birds and stuff like that. So they're kind of like a natural pest control. Okay? Now, they're super cool. What's really cool is even though these guys don't have any kind of arms and legs and stuff like that, these guys can actually climb really, really well. They have these big belly scales, and they'll use those, and they grab onto the imperfections of the bark and the walls and stuff like that, and they can scale straight up like trees and walls and hay bales and stuff like that. All right, now out in Florida, they actually call these guys red rat snakes. So these guys have all different kinds of fun, cool names. They're pretty cool. Anything you want to add to it?
These are one of the first pet snakes in America.
Yep, they are one of the first, because farmers used to keep these guys as pets. So when it got really cold outside, they'd bring them inside so they stay nice and warm, and they'd re-release them back out in their fields, so that way they go back out and eat all the mice and rats and do their job. Okay, it's kind of like having a little extra coworker around. All right, you guys ready for some more animals?
Yeah! This is our next animal called a red-eared slider. Why they are called a red-eared slider is because they have red stripes going along their ears, technically. Not even. But these guys actually come from China.
Yep, they come from China. They live native out in China and all over Asia. But they're brought over for the pet trade. So they're brought over for the pet trade because water turtles are actually pretty popular pets in general. But these guys are highly adaptable. So that means that they can survive just about any kind of situation. So when they get to be this size, a lot of people don't want to keep them anymore, so they release them out in lakes and ponds and streams and stuff like that. And they survive and they adapt, and they're prolific, which means they breed pretty well, and they basically take over the whole area. So with them being invasive, our native turtle here in Idaho, the painted turtle, is getting wiped out by these red-eared sliders because they're eating them basically out of house and home because they eat all the fish and crickets and bugs and plants and all kinds of stuff that the painted turtles would want to eat. They're actually out in Oregon. These guys were so damaging to the ecosystem, they almost completely wiped out an entire species of pond turtle. So much so that the local zoos had to get involved and breed them in captivity and release them back out in the wild. So we have these guys, and we work with Department of Agriculture and Department of Fish and Game. And whenever they get calls for them, we take them in for them so they don't have to euthanize them. Okay, because it's not the turtle's fault. They're just doing what they know how to do. Pretty cool. Is he still kind of squishy?
Yeah.
Do you know why he's squishy?
Because he's so young.
Yeah, he's just a little tiny baby.
But as they get older, their shell gets to get more hardened, so then they don't get squished.
Yeah, do you know what gives you strong bones?
Fruits and veggies.
No, well, okay, yeah,
And meat.
but what's in it? What drink gives you strong bones?
Water.
No. Well, I like that, but no. Calcium, milk.
Yeah.
So when these guys get calcium in their diet, their shell hardens because their shell is actually made out of bone. But we'll talk about that later with some of our cool tortoise friends. Cool, you guys ready? You ready for another animal?
Yeah.
All right, 1 second. Ooh. All right, so what do we have now?
This one is an albino baby red-tailed boa.
Albino baby red-tailed boa.
Yes.
And why is it called the red-tailed boa?
Because normally when they're not albino, they have like a little red tail, which it kind of has now.
Kind of, sort of.
You can see the little spots.
Yeah.
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 As they get older, those spots will start getting more lighter and.
Come here.
Yes.
They want to see you.
But as they get older, these spots will then get lighter and lighter. And why they have a, like, how do I say this? A light colored thing.
Why does he have that light color pattern?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is he so light?
Because like in nests, to they're to a lot of animals, they're a prey item. Well, not really a lot, but so they use that. So one of their defenses is the bright colors because it looks like something big and bad.
Oh, that's what you're trying to say. Okay.
Yeah.
So, because the bright colors in the wild mean what?
Danger.
Danger. There you go. That's what she was trying to get to. I couldn't tell. Okay, so so they use the bright red tail to kind of scare away other animals and stuff
And
like
their
that.
bright red eyes.
And they try to make animals think they're a lot scarier, even though these guys are pretty formidable predators. Do you know what do they eat out in the wild?
Rabbits. Rats. And sometimes fish.
What's something that we have walking around the shop?
Iguanas.
Iguanas. These guys eat iguanas. They strike so fast. These guys catch parrots just flying by. These guys eat. I don't want to say the other one because they're a pretty popular animal, but sloth. They eat. Basically, if it lives in trees in Central or South America, these guys are gonna try and eat it.
He meant sloth.
I should just don't tell people. Now I know what you're thinking. This little guy can't eat a sloth and nothing like that. Why do I keep talking about the sloth thing?
I don't know.
These guys can't eat anything too dangerous or too big because look how small he is. He's adorable, right? So this one's only a baby. This one's only about a year or so old. But we do have another one.
Which he's getting right now. It's not really albino, but it's one that you'll see more commonly in the wild. Oh. So wet.
So this is our adult. This is our big girl. So you can see that red tail a lot better on these guys because they have the normal pattern. But that bright red tail is a little warning sign for other animals. Now these guys are super, super insanely strong. Sorry, I'm readjusting. There we go. We're back in the video. So they're super insanely strong, especially for their size. These guys are one of the strongest snakes out there. Okay, now when they get to be full grown, they're about 7-8 feet long for this particular locality. There are some localities that get to be upwards of 12 feet long, stuff like that.
But this one's
And then there are some, this is the same kind.
Oh, I knew that.
It's the same kind. So these guys will both get to be about 7 feet long. Okay. There's even some found in like more Central America that only get to be like 5 to 6 feet long, and they'll obviously eat smaller prey as well.
Oh, sorry.
All right, pretty cool. You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
No?
This time.
Okay. We'll get some more animals. 1 second.
Bye bye. All right, guys. So this is our baby Socata.
He's so cute.
Daddy, do you want to tell them where they live?
Why don't you want to tell them?
Cause.
These guys live in Africa. They're from Africa, so they're like it's super, super hot. So most tortoises, like the desert tortoise and Russian tortoises and stuff like that, they're used to getting cold for a certain time of year. These guys don't know that word. They're a very tropical type of tortoise, so they don't know how to hibernate and stuff like that.
Word. Because he lives in Idaho.
He lives in Idaho, but we still keep him nice and warm year round with supplemental lighting and heating and stuff like that.
Yeah. A bunch of heat pads.
Now this guy is only about a year old, but how old are they when they get full grown, or when they're hatch?
They get. Wait, what?
When they hatch, how big are they?
Oh, they're about like a size of a quarter, I think.
No, they're about the size of a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
So they're actually almost
way
half
smaller.
this size, which is crazy.
Show you.
So that's why you
Did
eat
you
your
get
fruits
stuck?
and vegetables, so you can get really big, really fast.
Did you get stuck?
You get stuck over the handle?
Yeah.
Got high center.
There you go.
It's such a big step.
But now
Oh
you
my
have to come
gosh.
back over here.
Now you have to touch them really gently because like with the red-eared slider, their shells are really mushy and squishy when they're first born. So they have to wait till they get all the calcium and the UV and stuff like that to make their shell nice and hard.
Oh, bye-bye.
Okay? You gotta keep the cuteness in the video. That hair. Dude, he's quick. Look at him. He's running.
Yeah,
my
this is much different than whatever other people tell you when they're very slow.
Yeah, I think he could have beat the hare. This one could have won the race. I don't know what's going on here. He keeps getting stuck on the handle.
Wait,
What is this?
he's not even stuck.
No, he's not?
No,
Oh, he's stuck for no
he's
reason.
still hovering over it a little bit. You see, he's not stuck.
So is there anything else you want to talk about with baby tortoises?
Yeah, wait, no, never mind. You already talked about that. That they're super cute.
They're super cute. And they don't...
But then when my dad brings in the big one, it's not gonna be super cute.
Hippo is adorable. That is real weird. And no. No, my shoe.
Here, go right there.
No one can even see that. It's too far. Okay. No. Hippo.
Hi, peoples.
Don't leave us, Hippo. No.
Hippo.
Wait. Hippo. Hold on.
The cuteness is still here, though.
Okay.
It's not him, though.
All right.
This little guy.
So this is Hippo.
Oh.
Hippo is he's one of our main tortoise animal ambassadors. He goes to every event we go to, as long as they have hard fences or open grass. No, Hippo, me. Now Hippo is about 50 years old.
Good there?
He came to us from the Turtle Tortoise Rescue out in California, and he was actually a big bully, because these guys have. Oh, can you help me out, please? Come here. So, can you point to the little things on the front? So they have these horns. You got it? Yeah. So they have these horns right here up front. They use their big, powerful legs, and they'll ram those horns at other tortoises or predators and stuff like that. And they'll ram them so hard until they either flip the tortoises on their backs, or they'll push on like the feet and the front legs of whatever's trying to hurt them. All right, pretty cool, right? Now these guys are actually, like we said with the turtles and tortoises, how their shells are really soft because they're made out of bone. Their shells are made out of bone, but the outer shell is actually made out of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernail, rattlesnake rattles, rhinoceros horns, all that stuff. All right, now right now Hippo weighs, nope, I wasn't done with you. Hippo weighs about a little over 100 pounds. But these guys
yeah, it's a little bit hard to hold back. Just a little.
Oh, you're going to back up now into her? What's going on? Hi.
He wants to say hi to you.
Oh, geez.
He probably wants to eat your gauges.
Yeah, probably. What was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But he's just over 100 pounds. And like I said, about 50 years old. But these guys actually get to be over 200 pounds. And nobody knows exactly how old they get. Because most books and stuff will say they live to be anywhere from 75 to 125 years. There's even been some in zoos that have lived to be close to 200. So no one officially, I don't think anyone really knows how old these guys get. The coolest thing about them, though, is that we don't know. That you don't know what you're going to get. But as long as you take care of them, these guys will be around for a long, long time. Which is why they're such a commitment. Which is probably why we have 10 of them at our rescue. Because these guys do usually outlive their welcome. Okay, because tortoises are...
I gave up, Dad. I can't.
Sulcata tortoises are highly destructive animals. They'll use those spurs and they'll actually dig through walls and their enclosures and stuff like that.
Bye, Hippo.
He just wanted to not be with us. I think it's time to get another animal out.
Yeah.
You ready?
Be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, my shoe.
Here, go right there.
No one can even see that. It's too far. Okay. No. Hippo.
Hi, peoples.
Don't leave us, Hippo. No.
Hippo.
Wait. Hippo. Hold on.
The cuteness is still here, though.
Okay.
It's not him, though.
All right.
This little guy.
So this is Hippo.
Oh.
Hippo is he's one of our main tortoise animal ambassadors. He goes to every event we go to, as long as they have hard fences or open grass. No, Hippo, me. Now Hippo is about 50 years old.
Good there?
He came to us from the Turtle Tortoise Rescue out in California, and he was actually a big bully, because these guys have. Oh, can you help me out, please? Come here. So, can you point to the little things on the front? So they have these horns. You got it? Yeah. So they have these horns right here up front. They use their big, powerful legs, and they'll ram those horns at other tortoises or predators and stuff like that. And they'll ram them so hard until they either flip the tortoises on their backs, or they'll push on like the feet and the front legs of whatever's trying to hurt them. All right, pretty cool, right? Now these guys are actually, like we said with the turtles and tortoises, how their shells are really soft because they're made out of bone. Their shells are made out of bone, but the outer shell is actually made out of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernail, rattlesnake rattles, rhinoceros horns, all that stuff. All right, now right now Hippo weighs, nope, I wasn't done with you. Hippo weighs about a little over 100 pounds. But these guys
So,
actually...
yeah, he's a little bit hard to hold back. Just a little.
Oh, you're going to back up now into her? What's going on? Hi.
He wants to say hi to you.
Oh, geez.
He probably wants to eat your gauges.
Yeah, probably. What was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But he's just over 100 pounds. And like I said, about 50 years old. But these guys actually get to be over 200 pounds. And nobody knows exactly how old they get. Because most books and stuff will say they live to be anywhere from 75 to 125 years. There's even been some in zoos that have lived to be close to 200. So no one officially, I don't think anyone really knows how old these guys get. The coolest thing about them though is that we don't know. That you don't know what you're going to get. But as long as you take care of them, these guys will be around for a long, long time. Which is why they're such a commitment. Which is probably why we have 10 of them at our rescue. Because these guys do usually outlive their welcome. Okay, because tortoises are...
I give up, Dad. I can't.
Sulcata tortoises are highly destructive animals. They'll use those spurs and they'll actually dig through walls and their enclosures and stuff like that.
Bye, Hippo.
He just wanted to not be with us. I think it's time to get another animal out.
Yeah.
You ready?
Be back in a
Alright guys, now we're kind of switching it up a little bit. As you've seen throughout the rest of the video, Eleni's been holding the babies. I've been holding the adults, but for this one, I'm going to hold the baby because Bindy's still getting used to people. And she's a little insecure, so she's not the nicest thing in the world. So just to kind of, if someone's going to get bit, I'd rather be me. But do you want to tell them, what is Bindy?
Bindy is a Burmese Python.
No, this Bindy, not the actual... Congrats, by the way, Bindy. But yes, her name is Bindy because we actually got her on...
Bindy's birthday, I think.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, and how big do Burmese pythons get?
I forgot.
You were going to point to the corner of the screen, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
No, Burmese pythons are the 4th or 5th largest snake in the world. These guys get to be close to 20 feet long and they weigh close to 200 pounds. Now, she'll get to be that size probably in about 15 years or so. Now, these guys live for about 30 years. And as long as they're fed and kept correctly and not power fed and stuff like that, a lot of people will actually power feed these guys so they can get a really big, really amazing, incredible snake a lot sooner. But it's actually pretty harmful for them. And
Didn't let me.
yeah, you can put it. It's actually pretty harmful for it because it affects their organs and stuff like that because they're made to only eat pretty rarely, okay? But yeah, she's super cute. And then what's the big deal with the pythons right now? What's going on with pythons in Florida?
They're starting to get killed, I think.
They're getting killed because they're an invasive species as well, just like the red-eared sliders. Just like the red-eared sliders, these guys are being released out in Florida where it's basically perfect for any animal to live. And they're taking, well, not taking over, I hate saying that, but they're pretty prolific out there and they're being found pretty commonly. So she's, sorry, I got distracted by the next one coming out.
Dad.
So these guys are being found all over, especially southern Florida. They began getting kind of dispersed everywhere when I guess a hurricane took out our breeding facility and released around 100 of them out in the Everglades. And if you've ever been to the Everglades, it's perfect. So I would understand why they'd want to make their home there. All right, but it looks like our next animal is
ready to come out.
Making a little entrance. So we will be right back.
There she is. Bye. Be right back with the bigger.
Okay, so this is Stella. And Stella is our largest Burmese python we have right now. She's about 14 feet long and she weighs just over 100 pounds. She's probably about 110 to 120 pounds, depending on how soon she ate last. At her size, these guys only eat about once a month, but she gets a decent sized meal. Eleni, what does she get once a month?
She gets a large rabbit.
She gets, actually, she'll get like 2 or 3, depending on how hungry
Dad.
she is. Okay, so just something to think about when you guys want to get a baby reptile, because this is the best representation. Because the cute little baby ones in the pet store are about this big, And the bigger ones, as you can see, get
That
a
are
little
leaving us.
too big to handle, okay? So the biggest message we want to get across with this whole message or this whole video is do your research first, because animals might look cute and cuddly and you might get told one thing, but they might just be trying to make a sale, or they might just be trying to get you to buy an animal. All right, so make sure you guys do your research and make sure that you are ready for the commitment, because most of these animals you saw today live for upwards of 20 years. The tortoises lived, like I said, forever. So hope you guys had a good time. We definitely did. And we'll see you guys later. All right, guys, hope you guys liked the video. Sorry, still needed water. But it was so much fun doing a video with Eleni. It's so great to get her involved with as much stuff as possible, even when she's gonna try and photobomb my goodbye.
I didn't mean to. I tried to get the rest of her.
No, it's so much fun getting her involved, because yeah, one day Zooper Girl is hopefully gonna take over the Idaho Reptile Zoo. So we try and get her involved as much as possible. So you'll probably be seeing a lot more of her, hopefully. And but other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it, subscribe, share, tell your friends, all that kind of fun stuff. If you guys have any questions, concerns, I have something in my eye. If you guys have anything you guys want to add, or any suggestions for future videos, please let me know, and we will see you guys soon. Oh, and don't forget, if this hasn't already happened, we're doing a live Facebook feeding day on our Facebook page. So go search and find Reptile Adventures, and we'll see you guys on feeding day.
Bye.
Bye, guys.